Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's Cheers back with another banger video, and on today's video I want to go ahead and share with you guys this new opportunity that I went ahead and discovered this week. I was going over the news and going here trading it with my group and looking at just this investing information, and this week we got a really interesting announcement that I want to share with you guys because this stock will blow up. It has a lot of upside potential. It's a company that's already been around for years, and it's a really huge opportunity that I feel like if you're getting into investing, you don't have a lot of capital, these shares are only going for around $11.50 right now, maybe $13-14. So it's very affordable to a lot of beginning investors or just individuals in that getting started with that capital, right? So on Tuesday, we went ahead and got an announcement from Ford Motors, and they went ahead and said that they are going to be pooling their investments into electric vehicle production, and that amount came out to them pooling, I believe, 16.5 billion. Ford's $19.5 billion pivot brings hybrids back. All right, let me go ahead and read you this statistic. Ford EV sales have seen recent sharp declines, especially after a key tax credit. So back in before 2025, we had a tax credit of I think $7,500 for every individual that bought an EV. Now those tax credits are gone. Donald Trump pulled those away. So now there's less kind of reward for consumers behind buying EVs. And now the Trump administration isn't really pivoting towards EVs anymore. So now we have a decline in consumerism and demand for these EVs. So Ford has been suffering a lot of revenue losses. They've been losing a lot of money, focusing so much of their, production line towards EVs. They even had a new pickup truck that was going to be released, and they pulled that project. So they went ahead and showed here that they had a overall decline in sales. All electric sales plunged 60% year over year, with only 4,247 EVs sold, down from over 10,800 the previous year. I read another statistic here. I'm gonna share it with you guys on the screen so you guys can go ahead and reference it later on. But look at it. F-150 Lightning sales dropped 72%, Mustang Mach-E fell 49%, and E-Transit vans were down 82%. These are so much of Ford's resources to manufacturing, towards production, to get these vehicles out and have this as a new product line for them that was supposed to be very successful. It wasn't. It cost them a lot of money, and you could kind of see that decline in their share price back when they started really pushing EVs. And I want to say that was around like 2020, 2022, 2023. We started getting that real shift towards EVs. Everything started declining rapidly. So now with the CEO coming on and sharing these quotes saying that, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this investment, we're gonna now pivot more towards hybrids that have a higher demand, which is very true. We could go ahead and look at here. Hybrid sales are now up 22% just this year. That's a significant amount. A lot of individuals trying to save more money, focus more on fuel economy. This is a huge sector. We all see Toyota pivoting with hybrids. You got Camrys. I think there's RAV4s doing like 638 miles per gallon now. Not miles per gallon, but on a fuel capacity, that much range. That's absolutely absurd. Imagine paying, hey, a full tank $50, and now you have 600 miles in range. That can help so many people, and just they're saving some more money, their economic situation. Maybe some people have to have long commutes for work. This is a very useful technology that's now going to be mainstream, going to be pivoting out to help a lot of individuals. Now oil and gas prices are at the cheapest because of what's going on in Venezuela and the surplus currently in the market. But when things go back, when we had gas prices back in 24 going for like $9, $8, the world lost its mind. That's when things really change and people want these hybrids. So if we go back to that scenario, everyone's gonna wish they had a hybrid. So now, parents wanting to buy safer cars, more kind of like conservative cars. Also, Teslas are really huge right now as well. But the kind of runner-up after a Tesla is that hybrid vehicle, that Toyota that never fails. Soon it's going to be that Ford that's very reliable, very consistent. And Ford has been doing a great job at focusing on entering these sectors that are heavily dominated by China, right? This is more of a national thing, right? Ford wants to be on the forefront of, right now Trump is really pivoting towards making the US a much better, efficient, more productive country, so we're not as dependent on parts from China. I think you just seen an announcement also this month of them forcing, or not forcing, but GM, General Motors, cutting all of their supply for parts coming from China. Everything now has to be US made and sourced here. So there's going to be a strong pivot for US, production, US manufacturing. Everything wants to be built in-house now. Ford Motors is an American company. Now, aside from just these switch from EVs to hybrids, they also mentioned in this speech, you could go ahead and watch it on Yahoo Finance, look up CEO Ford Motors. He's going to go ahead and watch that presentation. They also mentioned that they're going to be shifting into the battery storage sector. So back when I was doing door-to-door sales, we were selling solar systems, and a lot of older systems, we had a lot of rebuttals from clients, objections, saying that, hey, one of my family members got solar and he still has to pay out of pocket. Well, that was because a lot of these systems, solar systems, didn't have that battery storage to store the energy they were producing. Therefore, it would just get offloaded. So now that there's a storage system, these solar panels that made this power can store it, and when there isn't as much sun or it's raining, they can use that energy that's stored to not have to pay Edison that extra bill that majority of other people had to pay. So Tesla fixed that problem. They're the main dominant force in residential, energy storage. I don't know if Ford is going to step into the, residential sector of energy storage, but if they do, or if they make a pivot just into the sector, we're already taking some of that market share from China. And to be, just a little bit more informative here, energy storage market share and trends analysis. Global energy storage market size was valued at $23.5 billion, projected to reach US $78.3 billion by 2032. It's 23.5 right now. I want you guys to know that triple that, which is 300%, is 69. If you have that 15, you have 70. You're maybe like at 71. Per 71 billion. Yeah, literally, that's way more than 300%. You're tripling from here in 5-7 years. This is, remember, look at the last video. Investing is not about the short term, it's about the long term. If this industry is going to triple in value in the next 7 years, and Ford is going to step into it, share prices being $11-12 right now, and shifting their production and manufacturing from EVs that were killing their revenue, killing their profits, killing their sales, to hybrids, which already have a higher demand than EVs, and a lot of individuals are pivoting towards that. And on top of the battery sector, bro, it's just putting these simple things together, man. The information's right there, but this is what I really want to highlight. Like, man, if you're, not watching these information, not keeping up with this, not surrounding yourself with individuals that are looking for these opportunities, and, maybe they're just participating in negative vices or doing things with, with their money that aren't making them anymore, this information is not going to matter to you. It's not going to come across to you, bro. And that's why I share it, man. Like, I want to be able to help you. It's not for me, it's for you. I already know it. I already am working on it. Now it's about you starting. It's about you taking advantage. I'm just the messenger, bro. Do it or don't. I'm just the messenger. So that's going to be great for Ford Motors, man. Going into that switch from hybrid, getting into the battery industry, and now they're also bringing out their own pickup truck. They're bringing out a hybrid pickup truck, which is something that the industry, I know to my knowledge, hasn't seen. Just that industry, looking at that untapped kind of sector of the hybrid market. Pickup trucks now produced and made here in, the U.S., manufactured, produced here in America. Americans are gonna love that, bro. You gotta remember patriotism. It's real. Some people are diehard Americans. You have a lot of veterans. You have a lot of service members that this is, a diehard America. That they love it. So getting into that pickup truck hybrid from Ford, it's gonna boost their sales. Even the CEO feels very confident on that. Just the two hybrid sectors, the pickup truck's really just the cherry on top. But the battery sector, the hybrid change, I want to tell you right now, this stock can easily do maybe 70% minimum. And I say 70% on the shy side, right? I don't want people to, hey, like, it didn't do 70%, but I want to say more, but minimum 70%, and that's really my tip to you guys, and that's the stock of the week that's going to blow up. I want to do this series, if you guys liked it, I really want to go ahead and add right here that, hey, like, I have a whole trading group. I have my whole social media built around teaching people and helping them, and it's all about you wanting to participate and learn that, you know. So you have to understand that, you know, there's going to be a demand around this unique product, and now coming Ford Motors, right? This unique household name that individuals are diehards for. You know, we got the Ford GT, we got Mustang 5.0s, we got the Raptors. Bro, if you're a car enthusiast, you know this is an amazing brand. And to put your money behind it going into 2026, this is not financial advice, but if you ask me, I think there's a lot of potential going up into this, and I'm for sure looking to be a part of it, and I think you guys should be a part of it too. This is only just information. It's not financial advice. I want to throw that out there as a disclaimer. Do your own research and always invest what you can afford to lose. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for thank you guys for sticking to the whole thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe. Jerry Trades the SoCal Trading Group, over and out.